Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Guess what we have here? Oh, this is Splash, and this is Sunny. And this is a boy, and this is a girl, and they are very, very friendly, and they are called Portuguese water dogs, and they were the message dogs for, you come over here, Sonny, for the Portuguese Navy, because years and years ago, when they didn't have telephones or radios, they used to have the dogs swim in between the ships, and they have webbed feet like ducks, and so they're very, very good swimmers. And Sunny is really one of the best swimmers of all, and when she goes in the water, her back doesn't even go in the water, and she steers herself by her tail, and she can stay in the water for hours and hours. And what else? They don't shed, so anybody that has a sniffle or a sneeze or asthma can pat the dogs, and they won't get a sniffle. And and I take them to work with me every day in the United States Senate. And they behave themselves, and I'm going to read a little book about it. I read with children in Washington, second graders, and when I started reading with them, there weren't many books, and I found of the books that there were, that people liked the ones about animals and pets the best. So you know what happened? Splash thought he would write a book. Can you imagine a dog writing a book? And that is what he did, and that's what I'm going to read to you today. This is the Capitol, and this is my senator and me, a dog's eye view of Washington, D.C. That's me, that's the Capitol. Here's Splash Ups. There we are, walking down. See, walking on down. And I'm going to read it. Now here is the story, and this is the story by Splash. This is written by Splash. Okay, are you ready? This dog right here. The only way to become a senator is to be elected by the people of your home state. My senator's home state is Massachusetts. It's where he grew up and he went to school. And it's where he likes to go sailing and spend time with his family. The wonderful people of Massachusetts have elected him and re-elected him to the Senate for more years than I can even count. If you are a senator, you have a lot of responsibility. You probably know hundreds of people, thousands, maybe tens of thousands. But are these people true and loyal friends? There's an old saying, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. And a few years ago, my senator, that's me, decided to do just that. So my senator and his wife wanted to find a special dog to become part of their family, so they drove to a farm in Virginia where a family raised Portuguese water dogs. Portuguese water dogs are strong and smart. They're excellent swimmers, and for centuries they help fishermen on their boats. They are very loyal dogs, and they have a lot of love to give. Now look at this. The senator and his wife saw many dogs on the farm, and each one had a different personality. One was rowdy. Look at the dog running all around like this. One liked to sunbathe. Look at that doggy on his back. Look at this. And one sat alone, and one played in the mud. And one dog stood out from all the others. He was a leader, and he walked with confidence and looked after the other dogs. He was very well behaved, but he also knew how to have fun. His real name was Champion Amigo 7th Wave, but because he loved the water, everyone called him Splash, and that dog was me. See? See there? That's Splashy. That's Splashy right here. Okay? So, then we go on. Look. On the drive back to Washington, I sat in the back seat, and I couldn't wait to see my new home. Look at that Splash. My new family talked to me the whole way, and they pointed out the White House. See, this is the picture of the White House where the president lives, and the Kennedy Center, where people go to hear music and plays and watch the ballet. It was named after Senator's brother, John F. Kennedy, who was the 35th president of the United States. That's where they have all the music and the dances there. And the Lincoln Memorial, where millions of people from all over the world go to remember Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president who led our country during the Civil War. And here's a picture of the Washington Monument, built to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States, and the Capitol, where Congress meets to decide what's best for the country. And that's where I work. Splash, my senator, said, pretty soon you're going there too. It took me a little while to get used to all the traffic and the people in Washington, but now I know the city like the back of my paw. So here they go. Now look, this is what happened. Now, here it is, at 8:45, we arrive at the office. See, here I'm taking the coat. Looks who's over here. See Splash? See Splashums? And what's he got? He's got his favorite ball. He loves the ball. And soon, we're at this, and I love every second of the ride. The lurch of the car, the sound of the wheels on the track, the whoosh of the air through my fur. My senator even slips me a liver-flavored treat, my favorite. I am the happiest dog in the world. In less than a minute, the tram arrives at the p.m. We head back to the Capitol for a conference committee. On the way, we see a group of students touring the Capitol with their teacher. I wag my tail, but I don't mind. The senator shakes everyone's hand and laughs a lot. The children are from Massachusetts, our home state. Before they leave, we all down there. When I'm over here with all of them, he's got his little group here to take his picture. Okay? And then at 4:30, the senator and I walk over to the reception room. My senator's going to cast a vote in the Senate, but I have to stay behind. But I don't like it. I've seen plenty of senators, and they don't behave any better than I do. Where all the senators are, because he was a good behavior, like you. Are you all? Raise your hand. Okay. So there we go. Now here we go. All of a sudden, I hear a familiar voice, and I look up at the television. My senator is speaking. I can't stop my tail. I don't want to. It's wagging, wagging, wagging at my senator speaks and casts his vote. The bill passes. 95 senators, including mine, vote yes, and only 5 vote no. If I had been allowed to vote about the Splash. And so there's a little part. Now, I'll show you. I've got a little treat if they've got that. Wait a minute, Splash. If you. Now, I'll show you what you can do. Here, now look, you sit down over here, Sonny. Splash, sit down over here. Come over here and sit down. Okay, you sit down there. You sit down there. And I'm gonna take a little doggy biscuit. You sit down. You know, stay. 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 You children, good luck, stay. Now someone say, okay. Okay. There you go. Wow, they listen to you. All say, okay.
So, Ms. White and Ms. Lamarcus class, can we say a big thank you to Senator Kennedy for setting up all the So, AJ, do you want to explain to the senator what we have for him?
Here, where do I get my, get them all both here. I want Splash to see this too. Come on. Come on, Splash. Come on over here. Come on over here. Okay.
Senator Kennedy. We have a poem for you. It's Dogs and Field PS11. I can see the whole world from down here. I can see the wheels of an office chair. I can see the dust on the ground. As I go down the stairs, I feel like I'm playing on my own playground. I can see the things that's behind the rainbow floor. It's like playing the game of hide and seek. A jacket on the floor is a warm place to lie down. I will curl up on Mr. Baker's green chair and fall fast asleep.
And do you have a
Isn't
gift to
that
give?
Wonderful.
Yep.
My
And we have
oh
this.
my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. That Champion Amigos and Splash. Look what we have here. And let's see if we ever had a tennis ball too. I wonder what it is.
This is for you to play with Splash.
Isn't that wonderful? Because you must know what Splash's favorite game is.
And I think we have something special for Splash. So Miss White's class has another gift
Look
for
at
the senator.
this. Look at this. Okay.
Who would like
my
to talk?
goodness.
Yeah.
Look at this.
This is a
Okay.
letter from my
Okay, go ahead. Read the letter.
Oh, look.
My senator name. Thank you. It has everybody's.
Everybody signed. Look at this. Everybody signed. Splash, you're amazing.
And everyone
I wish-
signed a tennis ball for
Thank you
Splash
for
to
coming.
play
I
with.
wish I had a dog too. Look at all that. You can splash it, can you? And I wish I had a dog, one like Splash. There you go. Isn't he got nice fur? Isn't he got a wonderful fur? A good boy. A good dog. How did you all know? Where's James? James, how did you know that Splash was a good dog? There's that. Thank you. The book is
said
good.
in the book about this
Yes.
how important it is.
Okay.
In the book, in the book it says that dogs are very loyal.
Yes, he's been very, see in the books of that he's been a very loyal dog. Does anybody know something else about Splash too? And Splash, it was a great fun to have you at school. You're the best. So you got all these wonderful little signs. See, it looks like a number of people. Let me just hold on at that for a second too, because I want to show you something that Splash will do. Now I'll show you something that Splash will do. If I can take this, look. Now just give him a little room here. Give Splash a little room. And Splash, look at this.
Kids,
Take
I
him
want
off
you-
the,
everyone to
just
back
give
up a
me a
little
little, give me a ball there.
Third graders, can you back up on the rug and sit down?
Now, Splash. Now, Splash, I want you to show me the ball. Will you show me the ball, Splash? You know I want that ball. Please, come on, show me the ball. Show us the ball. Come on, show us the ball. Come on, show us the ball. Look, see, he'll show you the ball, but he won't let you have it. You know I want that ball. Splash, Kennedy, I want that ball. Where did you go with that ball? Where did you go with that ball? Are you going to tease me? Are you going to... Wait a second. Watch, he'll be back. Splash, you know I want that ball more than anything else. Look, see, he's going to bring that ball back. You won't bring that ball. You know you love me. You come back. See, he's showing everybody the ball, but he will not give me that ball. See, there goes. Watch, he'll be back. Shh, shh, shh. Here he comes. See, watch. See, he's back. See, he's back. He's around there. See, he'll show it to you, but he won't give it to you. Don't try and get it too hard. Splashy, you know I want that ball more than anything in the world. See him bring it back? He's teasing me. You know I want that ball. I want that ball. You won't give that ball to me. See, Splashy, you know I want that ball. See how he teases me? You're teasing me, Splashy. You're teasing me. See, he plays with me all the time. That dog, he just teases me. He gets a ball and he teases me. And I don't know what to do. And now, here, see, he's back
now
again.
you have a lot of balls.
And now you got a lot of balls. And then his friend, Sonny likes to have the ball first and always. And then, and particularly she usually likes to see, he's playing that ball. Well, and then as soon as she gets it, she drops it because she's got it. So she lets Splash do it. So the other thing is, I don't think we got quite the room in here to fetch, but.
What about our play yard?
Third graders, let's all
All
sit
right, a
down.
nice little round of applause for Splashy. See, he was just teasing us, that doggy. He gets a little, I'll get him a little excited.
Do we have any third grade? Do we have any
See,
third?
he'll get,
Jazz, you want to ask a question?
How long did it take you to write the book?
How long did it take you to write the book?
it took, well, in all, about a year and a half, because I wrote it in a few days, but then we read it to my grandchildren, and they were, oh. And then my wife Vicki said maybe it'd be better if it was told from the dog's point of view, and that's when the idea came. So she rewrote it all from the dog's point of view, and then we had to wait a little while to get the illustrator. So it's taken about a year.
Leland, you want to ask a question?
What do you use to write the book?
What do you use to write the book?
Just a pen, and I first of all I sort of dictate it. You know, I tell stories into, and then I have that written up, and then I use that to write the stories. But there's you know, a number of stories that we didn't put in here, like when all the Democrats went away for a couple of days to think about different things, and some of the senators would speak, and they'd speak very loud, and then speak long, and then Splash would bark, and so they said we're going to make him a part of our party because he keeps people from talking too long and too loud, and but I didn't, and he likes to dance. He with Sonny. They one time we heard the song "Who Let the Dogs Out?" Ruff, 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 ruff. And they went and chased each other all around on that part. So there's lots of other little stories. Yeah.
How many girl senators are there?
How many women senators are there? There are 12 women senators, and there are a lot more. But when I first came to the Senate, there's only one, the senator from Maine, Margaret Smith. But now there are a lot more, and there are a lot of women senators, women who are running for the Senate too, in different parts of the country. So there are more, and the women have been a great help, and they look at some of the you know, the issues that we consider, like education and health and child care, and a lot of the issues on war and peace. They have a little different way of looking at these, so they make a very big difference. Far beyond their numbers. I think they've been very, very helpful. Yes.
What made you want to write this book?
Well, I read every week with in the school, the Brent School, to second graders, and I've been doing that for 12 years. And when I started, there weren't many books, and I noticed that the children read the books that had pets in them. And I got Splash about 6 years ago, and I said, maybe I'll write a book about my pet and see if the children like it. So that's why hopefully people will use this in learning how to read, and then they'll learn a little something about, you know, how Congress works too, you know, so they get some interest in it. Yes.
How did you find time to write the book?
It's on a weekend, you know. There's some time, and once in a while we have what they call a non-legislative session or a break. We get some time off in August, and I took some time during the weekends and yes.
What gave you the idea of making like Splash narrate the story?
What gave me the idea of having Splash tell the story? Because that's good. It was my idea of my wife's, Vicki. She's sitting right down there. And there was one thing sort of for me to tell the story, and then she thought it'd be better if the dog told the story, because it makes it much more you know, lively and interesting. And I think it did. You know, we read it to my children who were 8 and 10. And they liked it much better when it was told by the dog. All right, a couple more here. Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
What inspired you to be a senator?
What inspired me to be a senator? Well, my family. There were 9 children in my family. I was the youngest, the ninth child, and we thought that I grew up in a large family, and my parents thought that we ought to try and do some things for other people, that we're here on earth to not only for ourselves, but to try and help other people. And one of the ways, not the only way, but one of the ways you can help people is if you are get elected, and you can do some things if you are in the United States Senate. But there are a lot of other people that help people too. Teachers help people, and policemen help people, and people in the military, in the armed forces help people. So, you know, you don't have to be a senator just to help people, but you can help people by being a senator, but you can help people by being a teacher, or you can help people sometimes being a lawyer, or a doctor, or a nurse, or a fireman. You help people, or a policeman. So there are a lot of ways, and I think it's you want to try in your life to spend some time trying to help other people.
How old is Splash and dog years?
Dog years. Now you know the answer to that. I think we used to think that they were 7 years old. I think was when I learned. Is that about right? So he's 9. He's 9. So can anybody figure that out? 9. How about if it was if he was 2 years old? Then how old would it be then? It'd be 18. Or it's 7 years. It's 7 years, right? So he's, for all intents and purposes, in his mid-50s, I think. Yes. Yes.
Are you ever planning to write a book about Sunny?
There. What about that? Now, if you look in this book, you'll see a picture of Sunny sitting all by herself. She's got a very nice picture, all by herself, because she's noticed that Splash is getting all the attention here. So she said to Splash, "Look, if you're going to do this book, I want a picture of myself in here." So there she is. Has a picture all to herself. There's Sunny. See, she's got one eye on Splash, and she's sitting up there, a little white. See, she's got her white.
You can see
She's looking at there, you know, there's the tennis ball. The Splash always liked. And there's another tennis ball. So he's going to like all of the tennis balls you gave, because he leaves them in different places. You would be amazed. Sometimes Splash will leave a tennis ball in a place and will come back 2 weeks later and he can find it. I don't know how in the world he can remember where he leaves the tennis ball. Okay, couple just here. Yeah. Yes.
When was your most embarrassing moment with Splash?
When was my most embarrassing moment with Splash? Let me see. Oh, I remember. I brought Splash to the White House one time when President Clinton was president, and we were down there for what they call a bill signing, and I brought him into the Oval Office, and I had asked Splash, a friend of mine, to hold on to Splash while I went to get to my position, because you're assigned a position when the president comes in to take a picture. And we were standing in our position before the president came in, and all of a sudden he started barking, 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 barking. And I couldn't stop him from barking. And I kept telling my friend, pat him, pat him, pat him, because Splash will stop. See how well behaved he is here? But he wouldn't, so I had to take him out just as the president of the United States. But the president came over and patted him, so it wasn't too bad after. Okay, I think right here.
Do Splash and Sunny ever fight over something?
No. Do Splash and Sunny ever fight over anything? Isn't it interesting? No. And you want to know why? Sunny, even though Splash is stronger and bigger and is and stronger, and Sunny teases him to death. If there's one toy in there and Splash has it, she goes over and takes it away from him. And she just teases him and pulls his ear and grabs a hold of his collar and pulls all of that kind of, and he just doesn't pay any attention at all. He just sort of shakes it off. But they're the best friends. And you know, if they're by themselves for a little while, like in the room, they'll start chasing each other. And he knows he's bigger and stronger. But whenever they wrestle and Sunny stops, just stops. If she's on her back, he knocked her down, then Splash stops. He stops and lets her up. It's rather nice. It's rather sweet. Listen, thank you.
PS11 Community Senator Kennedy.
That's Sunny. She's had a good time too.
And thanks to Splash and Sunny. Can you guys sit on the rug?
Please sit back on the rug, have your fine position.
Okay.
Space over here. Mikey and JD. Okay?
Okay. All right. If it's a busy day in the Senate, I can leave them here, go all the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Thoroughbred Portuguese water dog, but the people that owned him there, which is had called him Splash, and that was a wonderful name for me because he loves the water. Yeah.
Now, is the book to sort of teach children about government?
It's to encourage them to read, and secondly to give them an idea about Washington, the buildings, and government, and to try to let them know in a rather simple but hopefully a warm and way about how legislation is passed. And in this case, it was education. It was the Education Act.
Now, how many copies are you going to print off? And,
Well, that's up to the publisher. As many people who buy them, but all the proceeds go to the reading program in Boston, and also to train dogs. About a quarter of the money goes to train dogs to work with disadvantaged children, handicapped children, to help them, in school. So those are primarily for reading, and then also to train dogs.
Have you always owned a dog?
I had when I was in law school, I had 14 dogs, and I graduated from law school and went on President Kennedy's campaign. I gave them all the seeing eye, and they all qualified. They were German Shepherds, and then I had it when I was a very small boy. But now I was reluctant to get the dogs because of my son Patrick's an asthmatic, and he was he'd always get tear up and would get the sniffles whenever we had a dog. So we were discouraged from having it. But these dogs are terrific.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Do you think your son made the right decision? Do you think he deserves to be in Congress?
Oh, yes, he's. I'm proud of
Watch your
Patrick's accepted responsibilities, working hard for the people of Rhode Island.
Watch
I'm
your
very
step.
proud of him.
How's he doing now? Doing well.
Okay, thanks.
So glad. So happy to be here.
Thank you. Glad I'm not allergic to dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Splash still has the ball in his mouth.
Yeah, he loves that ball.
Guys, you have to move on so
He
that
loves
we can
that
let
ball.
everybody
I'm
else
glad
listen.
you're not too. I am. Hi. How are you? I am.
Splash, and this is Sunny.
This is Sunny. Sunny has a white face. She's a kisser. She's a little lover
Yes, he
dog.
licked me.
Did she give you a little lick?
No, this is Splash.
This is Splash with the ball in his mouth. Come here, Splash. He's hearing that noise. He's going, oh, there you go. Aren't they soft? Oh, nice to love the dog. I don't think so here, but he would love to. I'll tell you. But we don't try not to throw that ball inside.
Good night, Jay.
Sonny, they're looking for Teddy. Come on.
Are they the same type of dog?
Yes, they're both Portuguese water dogs. They're relatives. They come with different markings.
We have siblings. It's nice when they're relatives.
Yeah, really. This is Splash. This is Sunny.
Kaylin, I'm not Javon.
Oh, she says I'm getting tired now. Sit, Splash. Come on. Splash over.
We bought you a new tennis racket, so when you come to New York, you can play.
Thank
Hey,
you.
let AJ have a chance, Javon. You can go join the class.
Sit, Splash. Good boy.
a hello, and they're gonna go.
Aren't they soft? Because they feel like
This one got more hair.
What do you say? It's not special treat.
Thank you. Thanks very much. I can, where do you have to send that? Let me just take a picture here. I just stick it in the back of the plane.
Kennedy, I love you.
How are you? Thank you.
I haven't I think he's gonna sit here. I want to say, go park the car.
Something is not correct because it's very
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe he's sending a line of Mike.
What's he doing? I'm trying to find out what he's sending me because I'm in line. I'm getting too low. Now, what are you getting out of this?
That's fine. Just cut the tone and then listen to the voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's trying to go more.
He's following Madonna.
Yes. Madonna has a book, so why shouldn't I?
A children's book.
A children's book. Caroline, remember when I used to read to you? 1, 2,